everybody, welcome back to the best US Mint news channel on YouTube. I'm Son of a Silver Stacker. Today's date is the 6th, no, it's actually the 7th of June 2025. In this video, we're going to be popping over to coinnews.net, look at those US Mint sales. Why, you ask? Well, it's vital to numismatists, flippers, and investors to determine mintages and demand. But before any of that, if you're new here, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe if you like. We're trying to reach a bazillion subs. Not sure exactly how big that number is, but I looked it up and it's ginormous. I couldn't even quantify it. That's how big it is. Now, we're always live, never edited, and always unscripted. I never know what I'm going to say or do. Now, let's pop over here to moneymetals.com. Gold ended the week at 33.2330, silver at 36.17, platinum at 11.8075, and palladium at 10.7470. And Dr. Copper ended the week at 4.83 per pound. Down here, you're looking at an in-stock American Silver Eagle, whose premium is 6.69 for the quantity 1 through 39. They got you paying 42.86 pickup sticks. Now, this is the buyback. The sell to them price is 36.14, and there is the spot price at 36.17. You don't typically see that. Next up, coinnews.net. And I got to say, every time I've highlighted this twice this morning, and it took maybe 15 minutes each time, and they just disappear. I don't know what's going on with my highlighter, so I'm going to kind of try to wing it and try and remember which ones I'm going to talk about. So this is going to be pretty exciting. Now, this is by Mike Unser, dated June 6, 2025, over here at coinnews.net. Bingo. Title of this article is U.S. Mint Sales 2025 Proof Set Leads Amid Product Pauses and Adjustments. What? Yeah, I guess so. All right, the United States Mint did not release any new products this last week, resulting in most of the buying activity centering on traditional, right there, collector favorites from this year's annual offerings. Isn't that something? And I gotta say, what if the Mint actually focused more on their traditional annual offerings instead of all these other products they got going on? Wouldn't that be something? Now, it says those traditional annual offerings are the 2025 Proof Set and the 2025 West Point Proof American Silver Eagle. Elsewhere, the United States Mint has reported increased demand in recent weeks, and we already know that if you've been watching the sales from last week and the week before. Yeah, they're picking up over there at the United States Mint, particularly those American women quarters. All right, the U.S. Mint has reported increased demand in recent weeks with week-over-week gains nearing triple-digit mark for 3 straight weeks. That's remarkable, actually, for the United States Mint. But if you look at the numbers here in the top 10, it's kind of like, maybe. But overall, sales are up. Also of note, and something that has become almost routine for some products, that's right, for some, not all, but some, a few weeks after release, several saw substantial downward adjustments for their sales, including, and they got 3 bullet points here. Number 1 is the 2025 William McKinley Presidential Silver Medal, which was released May 12, declined by 823 to 9,476. Right now, all roll and bag options for the Florida Innovation Dollar released May 15th, which dropped by a combined 21,200 to 1,032,800 coins. And really, that's not that many if you think about it. 21,000 coins out of 1 million coins, that's a blip on the radar. Not even. The individually sold 2025 West Point Uncirculated Silver Eagle, which released May 20, which fell by 610 to 71,011. And I got a question about that. When we get to it, I got to ask, well, does that 40 coin bulk pack, is that included in the mintages, right? So that's something that we should probably find out. And for comparison, 11 products recorded declines, including those above, down from 18 in the previous period, all of which were modest. Absolutely modest, but that had me thinking if there was that many in the last one, I was wondering, I'm like, well, there's 11 in this one, 18 in these, look, are we going to have another yard sale over at the United States Mint? I sure hope so. Now, here we go, U.S. Mint top sellers. Here's the roster of U.S. Mint's most sought-after numismatic products for the week ending June 1st, 2025. Now, number 1 is, oh, look at this. There's 2 products here from 2024. Number 10 spot is that 2024 San Francisco Proof, reverse proof Morgan and Peace dollar, right? Sold 147. And then number 5 spot is the 2024 mint set that holds the highly coveted Jefferson nickels from last year. Sold 463 for 182,240. And remember, that stated product limit for that particular set is 190,000. And maybe they made 188. We don't even know. Now back to the top 10. Here we go. Number 2 is the West Point Proof Silver Eagle. Sold 1,170. That's remarkable. But look, right here, it kind of falls off a cliff after, well, the 3rd spot. Typically, in 2019, we saw thousands all the way up to number 10 spot. But really, I mean, we're half of 1,000 at the number 3 spot right there. 2025, congratulations. It sold 487. That's the number 4 spot. I already talked about number 5, that mint set from last year. Number 6 spot is the Kennedy 2 roll set, sold 320. Number 7 is the 2025 S-Proof U.S. Marine Corps anniversary $50. And I got to hand it to the folks who designed the 250th anniversary Marine Corps. They are selling like hotcakes. I'll show you here in a second. Number 8 spot is the 2025 American Women Quarters proof set, sold 189. I'm telling you, these are not any numbers to be bragging about. They really aren't. They're just kind of in the doldrums, it seems like. Number 9 spot is the 2025 West Point $50 American Gold Bison proof coin, or Buffalo, whatever you prefer, I guess. Now, and I talked about that number 10 spot. In its latest report, the U.S. Mint published sales data for 560 numismatic products. Of those, 98 outperformed their prior weekly totals, up from 93 in the previous report. Now, two of them saw a week-over-week gains of more than 1,000, the same as in the earlier period, right? That's pretty good, right? 2 of them in 1,000. Bing, 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 bing. All right, here we go. Let's keep on keeping on. U.S. Mint sales numismatic products below our table showing the latest available sales for U.S. Mint numismatic products. The sales period covers from May 27th to June 1st. Folks, we're on June 7th, okay? So today's Saturday, tomorrow will be Sunday, and then they close that window for sales numbers, right, that will be reported on Tuesday of next week, in 4 short days from now. So yeah, I mean, these sales, while they are, pretty close, they're not exact right now because we're 7 days out. I think the Mint took a really long time to get these sales numbers out on their website, and I mean, their janky website. Now, here we go. 2025 commemorative coins. Look at this, folks. Look at this. This is remarkable. 5,024, almost a 1% increase there for that 3-coin proof set. Look at that, 5,024. Look at this, 4689, 4440. Well, look at this. We're only in June, folks. All right, the beginning of June, and this bad boy has outsold both 2024 commemorative 3-coin sets from last year, featuring the Greatest Generation and the Harriet Tubman set. I mean, this is just incredible. And not only that, I mean, look at these sales. I mean, these are robust, no doubt about it. Only two of them weren't even close to 1%. I mean, that's just got to be something right there. Now, here we go. Morgan and Peace silver dollar sales. Gosh, I told you I had highlighted all of this and then it disappeared. But what I've got here, I got a total. Now, the U.S. Mint sold 437 2023 through 2024, excluding the 2-coin reverse proof set. All right. Morgan and Peace dollars, 139.90. That's 437. And I compared and contrast that with the amount of American Silver Eagles sold, which was from 2022 through 2024. I actually gave them an extra year. Well, they had only sold 204. I mean, it's half as many American Silver Eagles as the Morgan and Peace dollars. This is just incredible, folks. It really is. Yeah, obviously I didn't enter the 2025 West Point Eagle because, well, there's no 2025 Morgan and Peace yet, and I will factor that in a little later on. But here we go. I mean, and what's interesting about all of this is it just shows that the Morgan and Peace dollar program is more popular than the American Silver Eagle program. However, you pay the same amount of money for each coin, and yet you get less silver on the Morgan and Peace silver dollars because they are a commemorative planchet. Isn't that something? Let me keep on keeping on. The Army Dogs are the big winner here over the rest of the armed forces at 77. The Squids were close at 75. That's awesome. American Liberty Products, nothing going on there. Look at the clad proof sets. There you go. Clad proof sets sold 5,178 for a 2.12% increase. But look at this. Remember this? That's the 2024 proof set lost 1. And how many more will they lose? It seems like they've done that about 3 or 4 times this year so far. It's at 355,786. It's one of the lowest minted proof sets in the history of proof sets. I mean, it's just, well, not in the history, but it goes back to numbers to like 1955, folks. That's incredible. It really is something. Let's keep on keeping on the silver proof sets. And the only thing really let's talk about here, yeah, that's a congratulations set, but that's that time of the year where we're going to see things like that happen. So that's pretty standard. U.S. Mint uncirculated set, look at that, 463. And the question I think we should all be asking is, when is this bad boy going to sell out that holds the 2024 nickels? Yeah, look, if we're at 188,000, if that's 6,000 more, yeah, there you go. Another, how many more months at 400? It's going to be a while. All right, kids, coins, ornaments, going to keep on keeping on. Here we go. Proof and reverse proof silver eagles. Yeah, look at that. 49 here, 54 here, 29 there. and that is 2023 proof, 24 proof Silver Eagle, and the San Francisco proof. And I've added that, okay, to these numbers as well, 27, 14, and 31 for the uncirculated Silver Eagles. Yeah, that totals 204. And then we have here, now this is the question I have for y'all. All right, if we see the 308 right here, these are the bulk coin folks right here. They purchased 308 of those, and that actually equals 12,320. Now, if I add that to 71,011, that's 83,331. But have I done myself a disservice? Have I owned myself by combining two different products? Because the stated product limit of this particular one right here, 2025, well, you know, I got it. Let me just show you. I think I have it right here. Yeah, there it is. It's 90,000 for that product limit, and that product item is 25 EG. Well, my question would be, well, is this right here have a different product number? And if so, can I even add these two, or is that just a bad idea? Now, that is something I think that we need answers to. Here we go. 2025 Proof American Eagle Gold coin sold pretty good amount still. Look at that. Really serious numbers. And what's interesting, these are probably the most expensive gold eagles the Mint's ever sold in the history of sold. That's just incredible. It really is something. Let's keep on keeping on. We got some more to talk about. These are the Proof American Buffalo or Bison, whatever you prefer. Sold 4 1/4, an addition of 171 units. That's kind of amazing. Let's keep on trucking. There we go. American Palladium Eagles. Yeah, look at that. Now, are these at all-time highs? I don't think so. And that was an increase of 66 pickup sticks for a 1.41% increase. And then we have the presidential silver medals. Almost lost 8% there, and that's 823. And we kind of figured that this would happen. They sold 10,299. And what's interesting is, well, it doesn't make sense how it could outsell some of the other ones, right? So they lost 823. Let's keep on keeping on. American Innovation Reverse Proofs. Look at this. Okay, here we go. What's interesting about this is the 2025 American Innovation dollars from Florida. And as they said, I think it was a pretty paltry, like 32,000 out of the 1 million. Maybe it was 25. I don't even remember at this point. But look at this. Negative 206 for the 25 coin out of Philly. Negative 166 for Denver. All right. Negative 61 for the 100 coin bag from Philly, and negative 58 for the 100 coin bag from Denver. And if you look historically, these could be in the thousands, was what we typically see, not in the, in tens place or in the hundreds place. We typically don't see that. Check this out. I wanted to show you. This is the 25 coin roll product from Philadelphia. It is now on Remind Me. You cannot purchase that anymore, as with the Denver roll. But what you can, if you missed out, you still can purchase the bag from Philadelphia and the bag from Denver at $123.50. So, yeah, that's quite something. And look, I got to show you here, folks. If we're at 8,869 here for those two 25 coin roll set from Philly and 78.43 from Denver, look, compare and contrast those numbers to the Michigan, right? Look at that, 8,869. That's definitely above 80.75. 78.43 is definitely above 73.89. And the Michigan dollars have been sale for a few weeks longer than the Florida dollars. And yeah, the Florida dollars in the rolls are no longer available. However, you still can purchase rolls from the Michigan issuance, right? So that's kind of interesting. Look at the Arkansas, 72.86, 66.95. Yeah, definitely the Florida is going to be the one so far out of the 2025 issuances. That's one more to go, and that's Texas, and that's going to be Mission Control. That's going to be awesome, and I think that one's also going to sell out in the rolls as well. Right, let's keep on keeping on. Here we go. Alabama, Illinois, Mississippi, yada yada. I think we got the Native American dollars and the Kennedy half dollars are next. I'm getting dizzy just looking at this thing scroll. Yeesh. All right. American Innovation. Okay, Chronicles. Interesting there. They sold one. Haven't seen that in a while. Here we go. Presidential. There we go. Native American dollar rolls. Look at that. Right here. Bam. That's the 100 coin bag from Philadelphia is the only one that blew through that 1% threshold. And that was only at 18, right? So not huge sales right there, but that is for the 2025 issuance. Here we go. Kennedy half dollars. And I'm going to highlight it anyway, just because. Look at that. 2.11%. And that's from the 200 coin bag. And then the 2 roll set sold 320. Now look at this mintage here, 23,276. And I do believe that's this one here, 26,250. 26,250. So about 4,000 left, maybe just under by about 26 or so. Yeah, that's amazing. And then the 100 coin bag, 49.40. I don't think I have that one up, 49.40. Nope, I sure don't. Yeah, well, we're not close either. So that's kind of interesting. Now let's keep on keeping on. This is really what I wanted to talk about. The American Women Quarter mintages, folks. Oh boy. So here we go. This is the Juliet Gordon Lower Quarter, and it has sold a good bit right there. Look at this, 10,317 of the three roll set, 10,019 for the Ida B. Wells, 10,582 for the Zitkala Shaw quarters. Yeah, I mean, if you look at it, folks, I mean, this Juliet Gordon Low Quarter has outsold the Ida B. Wells, the Zitkala Shaw quarters. However, not the 2024's before and Celia Cruz quarters, and which is remarkable, honestly. But with a huge caveat here, folks, you got to see this, and it would be, I got chicken skin thinking about it. Now here I'm at the circulating coin production for the American Women Quarters. All right. Now we know that they're ramping down production for the American Women Quarters. It's, look at this. I'll show you here the 2024 numbers just to give perspective here. All right. So 1.6 billion quarters made, 156, 149 for Celia Cruz, 159, 141, 187, 210, 185, 168, and then Zitkala Shaw, 170, 152. Now, I'm not expecting to remember all those numbers, but look at this. I'm going to go to 2025, 143 and 166, 130. That's a low number. So Denver hasn't been producing as much as the Philadelphia Mint, right? 200 for the Juliet Gordon Low. But look at this, the Dr. Vera Rubin. And what's interesting is why would the United States Mint go ahead and put Stacey Park Milburn quarters here with 25 million here for the Vera Rubin Denver, 27.8 million for the Philadelphia Dr. Vera? What if that's it, folks? Now, it may not be that's it, but what if, right? What if the United States Mint's going to deliver us a huge, fantastical ending to the American Women Quarters set? Wouldn't it be amazing if the Stacey Park Milburn quarters, that's all you got, 2.2 million out of Denver and 2.4 million out of Philadelphia? And maybe the Althea Gibson maybe has it 1,500,000 from Denver and Philadelphia at the end of its program. I mean, and I don't think that would end with a whimper. I think that would create the demand like you see on Black Friday chasing down those $10 TVs, right? I mean, it would just be incredible. The amount of people trying to get in on this action right here with the state. I mean, that's if, and it's a big caveat, if the United States Mint says, you know what, we're just going to barely produce any of these remaining American Women Quarters and bring back the life to the American Women Quarter program. That would be something. That would be remarkable. Can't wait. I hope they really do. I mean, that would just be an incredible ending if they had, only those 2 million. I would be blown away. And I bet a lot of people would be remiss, be like, oh man, so bummed I gave up on the program, especially at those low mintages. And I think that's it. Let's go to those plus ones today. Bingo. This is the golden mean. Yeah, this is the golden mean. And the golden mean is to love this world, do good in life, and aspire to the world to come. This dude said that. Yeah, Yosef gaon. Now, let's go here to 3/9's fine, because nothing else matters, just the golden rule, right? This is Metallica. Nothing else matters but the golden. I don't think they're saying the golden rule, but that's me. That's what I say. Nothing else matters. This is by Metallica, and it's 6 minutes, 28 song. What an interesting song. Now, with that said, folks, I want to thank you all for coming. Thanks for dropping by. Don't forget to hit that like button. And if you do like what you're going to see, sub to the channel is absolutely free. If you like what's not free, well, other stuff, the store, the membership. But other than that, you're golden. Y'all have a great rest of your weekend. Stacker out.